take that back up a step in where these applications are used. We're commonly used in courtrooms, in school applications, classrooms, conference rooms, stadiums, places where there may be language translation that's happening, in which case we'll talk about infrared types of hearing assistance. So there are multiple applications and multiple places that you guys are already doing business in right now that you can help to increase the business that you're doing right now and find new business. So that's kind of the purpose of this show, as far as demonstrating some products, and Paul's got great information for you here. I'm the factory representative, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to Paul. Thank you all for your attendance.
Thank you, Tony. One thing I want to add to what Tony said, he gave you an example of the hearing loss, and there's a large community of people out there that wear a hearing aid. Do these people need hearing assistant products? Yes, they actually do. The reason being that a hearing aid is a small microphone, a little amplifier, and a small speaker built into the ear or just above the ear. It's going to amplify everything. So if you're in a church, it's going to amplify the sermon that you want to hear. It's going to amplify the people behind you that might be whispering or talking. It's going to amplify the baby that's crying. If you're in a theater, it's going to amplify people that are clapping. And these sounds are all going to get mixed in together, and the person with the hearing aid is not going to be able to distinguish one sound from the other. So the advantage of the hearing assisted product is it ties into the existing PA system. We use the infrastructure that's already there. There's an existing PA system. We tie into the existing PA system. You transmit that signal through either our infrared system or our FM system. We do use two technologies, infrared and FM, and I'll explain the reason for that in a minute. That signal is transmitted into a small receiver, which can be a format like this, a headset, and then it shuts out the other sounds that you don't want to hear. So will our systems work with a hearing aid? Yes, they will. It depends on the user. Some users will take our system and headsets and put it over the hearing aid. Others will remove their hearing aid and just use our system. It depends on the degree of hearing loss that they have. And then there's a third way of doing it, and that's called a neck loop. You'll find that in the accessories section of the catalog. And all the neck loop is a piece of wire that goes around a person's neck, and it plugs in place of the headset or earphone. And that magnetically couples to a hearing aid that they're wearing. The hearing aids have to be fairly modern and have what's called a T-coil. T stands for telephone. So if they have a telephone coil on their hearing aid, it'll link to that and give them the advantage of wearing a headset without really having to wear a headset. So those are the three different ways of doing it.
So the question you might want to ask if somebody is using a hearing aid and they say, hey, what is this thing? You would ask them, does your hearing aid have a T-coil? And if they have one, they'll understand what it means, because what that means is when they switch that switch, when they walk into a room that's transmitting an FM signal, their hearing aid will pick it up and it will just transmit. So what this receiver does is it's a piece of wire with a little diode that hangs on pendant style, and then that transmits from here to here on the hearing aid. So it's just another option for headphones.
Normally, the way it's sold normally is the end user will purchase a system with, say, 10 receivers, and they'll get 10 headsets, and they'll say, well, give me maybe 2 neck loops. And you can just unplug the headset and plug the neck loop in place of it. And eventually, if they decide they need more, they just come back and ask for more.